All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Misfit Corner Comics Presents. This is the artist Andrew speaking, and I am live streaming. And once again, you're joining me for the Hero Hour. Trying to double check and make sure we're coming through YouTube okay. So give me just a second to make sure you guys can hear me. The Hero Hour. All right. Very good. Very good. All right. Needless to say, I'm back. Yeah. All right. So I took a little vacation. Hey, Kodiak, come on in, man. If you can. I took a little vacation and was off for the last couple of days, and believe it or not, hated every minute of it. Hey, Ahmed, how's it going? I'm doing much better. Thank you very much. I'll tell you guys the whole sordid tale shortly, but I did want to make one announcement. I'll go ahead and make it now, and then I'll probably reiterate it close to the end. But for health reasons, little things like health, I'm going to be cutting back on a few things. Since I really can't cut back on my job and I really can't cut back on the store, one of the things I do have to cut back on a little bit is the YouTube channel. I'm still going to create videos and still put stuff out there, but we're probably going to cut down the live streams to maybe once a week, maybe just for a couple of weeks. So starting, I guess, today, we're going to do the live streams just on Friday. Okay, just at least for just a couple of weeks, maybe through the end of August. But then we'll get back into a regular thing once everything gets back to normal. But Kodiak says, cut back on the peeps. You know, that's exactly what Avery said, too. I haven't been eating peeps, guys. I promise. A lot of other things I shouldn't be eating, and that's going to change. But, yeah, it's all right. It's all right. So tonight's live stream will be a normal live stream. Well, semi-normal. I'll do a lot of talking and get you guys up to speed on what's been going on with me. Tell you all the sordid tale of my week. And then we'll start, doing the live streams at least on Friday. On a regular basis for a little bit. I hope that doesn't disappoint a lot of people, but sometimes you need to cut back. You need to hold back a little bit and take some time and make sure you are physically capable of doing all the things you try to put yourself through. To make a long story short, kind of burning the candle at both ends, and it caught up to me pretty quickly. Ahmed says, I saw in your video the dark sky out the window at the hospital. Yep, that's exactly what it was. I was what's so sad is there was a lot of lightning going on, and actually the whole sky got really, really dark at one point from rain, and then it cleared up and it was perfectly fine. So a wonderful normal afternoon in Florida. But I kept trying to catch an image of the lightning with my phone, and every time I would turn the phone off or take the phone down, there'd be like a really great crack right across the sky. It's like, damn it. So I kept holding up the camera, and the nurse was like, what are you doing? So I'm trying to catch the lightning, of course. And then when I finally did, I said, put the video up. Gave you guys a little behind the scenes of what was going on for me. So, all right, well, I'm hoping somebody else will join if anybody's able to. I sent the invite out there to Todd and Avery and to Kodiak and anybody else that wants to join. But, yeah. And once I get at least one other person in here, I could tell you guys the story of my week. I tell you what, it was the suckiest vacation I've ever had. 3 days of just sitting in bed. It was horrible. I did get a lot of sleep, but none of it was comfortable sleep. So none of it was satisfying. It was all there. But needless to say, all right. So one of the other things that I'm going to be cutting back on slightly is my full time at the store on the weekends. I'm not going to be doing it by myself. Mike's volunteered to help me out. He'll be there tomorrow morning to help me open the store and so forth. He may not be there the entire day, but he'll at least be another set of hands. And I do appreciate that, especially since the business belongs to the two of us. but and he's not working right this second. Actually, he's supposed to go back to work in 2 weeks, which that'll be great. But for the time being, he's going to come and help me out at the store. So anybody who's a regular at the store and has met Mike before, he'll be around. And if you haven't met him, come on in and say hi. He's a big, tall kid, taller than me, looks just like me, just doesn't have the facial hair. That's all. Got the baby face. He's a good kid. He's a good kid. But he's going to be helping me out at the store, and I do appreciate it from him. Let's see, what else is changing? Ahmed says, what about your right-hand man? Well, Ahmed's fantastic. When he comes into the store, he's always good. He's always there to help. I give him high praise. Ahmed gets high praise. All right. So since nobody else is here, I'll go ahead and start telling you guys the story. And I want you all to know that I tried so hard to find a way to blame everything that happened on you guys, just so you know. So Monday night after the stream, we had wrapped up. It was me, Avery. I think Dillard was there. I'm not sure. Yeah, he was there for a little bit, but mostly it was just me and Avery. I think Cross might have been there, but I don't remember exactly. It was so long ago. It was Monday. But about 10 o'clock, I'm working on the computer, getting things done. And my wife came into the room and she says, hey, you do realize it's like 10 o'clock. And that's usually about the time I'm like trying to wrap up for the night. And I said, sure, no problem. So I stood up and all of a sudden my vision went really, really super blurry, double vision, whatever. It was like, whoa, to the point where I couldn't, I tried to take a step and I lost my balance. I was losing my balance. I could not walk from the office to the bedroom. And I'm like, oh crap, I must be super tired. And, or my blood sugars might be low. So I went ahead and I tested my blood sugars, and my blood sugars were high, but for me, they were like a normal range. They weren't outrageously high, but they were higher than normal. And I'm like, maybe I just ate something. I don't know. So I said, let me just go lay down, go to bed, because obviously I'm exhausted, and we'll deal with everything in the morning. Now, this was Monday night. Tuesday morning, I woke up, still had the blurry double vision, still could not maintain my balance at all. I was like, every step I took, I was like wobbly, and I'm like, this is not good. This is not good. I will admit to you guys, but don't tell anybody else I did this. I did, with the blurry vision and the inability to stand up, get in my car and go to Whataburger. Yes, I know. And what the funny part was, I had to close one eye in order so I could see the road. Yeah, I know. Really bad, really stupid, but sometimes you do stupid things. But I went and I got, here's Avery. Let me bring him in. Hey, Avery.
What's up?
I was just telling the story about my adventures this week.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah. So I got to the point where I woke up the next morning. I had blurry vision still loss of balance, couldn't walk straight. So what did I do? I got in my car and I drove to Whataburger. And I had to close one eye as I drove in order to be able to see the road because of my double vision. You think that would be an indication that there was a problem?
You're an idiot.
But I'm an idiot. There you go. So I got my Whataburger and I came home and I ate it. I ate my Whataburger. It was just the bacon, egg, and cheese wrap. And as soon as I ate it, I threw it up. And I'm like, okay, blurry vision, loss of balance, vomiting. That's 3 out of something. That's not good. So I let my bosses know. I was working from home. I let my bosses know, hey, I'm going to leave early today. Going to go see the doctor. Got to go get some stuff checked out. They're like, no problem. Just let us know when you're leaving. No big deal. Well, Jennifer had an appointment at 1 o'clock. So Mike had come to take her to that appointment. And when they got back, I said, okay, let's wrap this up. It was actually 3 in the afternoon. I said, let's wrap up the day. I wrapped up work and I let them know I was leaving. And we just drove over to the acute care center, like right down the street. And I got there and I went in and I told the lady the problems I was having. And she immediately said, stop. Let me tell you right now, you need tests. We aren't set up to do tests. You need to go to the emergency room. I'm like, crap. Last thing I wanted to do was go to the emergency room.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious all those things equal emergency room.
Yeah, I know.
What did you go to the emergency room for?
He's late to the conversation.
He OD'd on Peeps.
Dude, Dude, you already won the night, and Avery. Like, all I try to do is make Andrew spit up shit all over the place, and like you won.
Yeah.
You
Honestly,
OD'd on Peeps.
No, it wasn't on
It-
Peeps.
it wasn't Peeps, but it's the same effect.
Well, quick recap: blurry vision, loss of balance, and vomiting.
Way high
That's-
blood pressure and his blood sugar all jacked up. Why?
Yeah, well,
Because he does dumb shit.
Well, so I get to the emergency room. They take me in. They check my vitals. I did not know this, but 223 over 112 for your blood
Fuck me,
pressure
dude. What?
is super high.
Holy shit,
Yes.
dude.
So they took me in the back as a stroke risk. And while I'm in there, while I'm sitting in there, I'm like, I feel fine. I just have a hard time focusing on anything. I can't see very well.
Wait. You were 223 over what?
112.
That's
Jesus
way high.
That is way, way high. Yes,
I
know.
was a
And-
little high. I actually had my blood pressure taken today. I went to the doctor. I was like 130 over 90, but I get like my blood pressure spikes when I go to doctors for some reason. So that was a little high, but not like crazy.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
you-
120
you were-
over 90 or something.
You were dangerously high.
You were
Yes.
like double.
Yes. Well, that'll get to the point of the whole thing. But I then went back into the emergency room and we were waiting to do I know, what did they do? They did a CT scan, a CAT scan, which I've never had a CAT scan before. So that was rather interesting. And then they said, we're going to do an MRI. And while we were waiting for the MRI, I told Jennifer, I said, Mike, they would only allow one person into the emergency room with us. So Jennifer was with me, but Mike drove. So he's sitting out in the car reading a book. And I told Jennifer, I says, listen, go out with him because it was almost 5 o'clock. I said, go out with him, go get something to eat and then come back. I'm going to be here a while. No big deal. Just you go and we'll deal with this all later.
I'm a stroke risk. No big deal.
Yeah, I'm a stroke risk. Don't worry about it.
I got this.
So she left.
Yeah.
And just as soon as she left, they came to get me for the MRI. They took me. I had the MRI done, which I've never had an MRI done before. And then they came back and said, okay, we're going to admit you overnight. Oh, by the way, because of COVID, you're not allowed to have any visitors.
Oh, shit.
So my wife who has left now can't get back.
Oh.
So I'm like, crapanola. So I said, okay, no problem. So I call her, I let her know what's happening, and my phone's getting ready to die. So I said, bring me back a charger. So they went home, got me a charger, a change of clothes, and all this other stuff. Because the doctor's like, we're going to do another test, and we'll get you out of here in the morning. And I'm like, okay, no problem. Just so you know, when they tell you shit like that, don't believe it. Don't ever believe it. So they get me into a room rather quickly. I was pretty surprised about that. They get me in a room. They get me all set up. I go to bed. They're testing blood sugar. They're testing, and my blood sugar wasn't high. It was in the mid 200s or so, but it was still with the blood pressure. It was both of them were too high. So they were treating me for both those things to get that down, and they did. It went down with medications, no big deal. But the next morning they came in and they're like, okay, we want to do this test and this test and this test. I'm like, okay. So they set up all these different things. They did an echo of my heart, the whatever the thing is that they do when women have babies and they rub the thing, sonogram, right? They did it to my heart because they were concerned about the heart. And then they found something and they said, now we want to do a whole different thing where the tube goes down your throat and then we take pictures of your heart from inside your esophagus. I'm like, okay, sure thing. And I told him, I said, I've had colonoscopies done before, so I understand the process. And it's one of those things where they wheel you back, they inject you, and they say, okay, usually they say count down from 10, and I never remember going past 7. But the guy said, put your thumbs up. Let's see your thumb. And I go, okay, no problem. Next thing I know, they're waking me up, and they're like, okay, we're all done. Everybody's out of the room. It's just me and the nurse. And I'm like, was that it? He said, it's over. It's done. You're good to go. Take you back to your room. I'm like, well, crap. Okay. Well, supposedly what they found with my heart is that you have 4 parts to your heart. One side on the bottom is weaker than the other. And on the top, there's supposedly what they told us is that every baby that's born there's the wall between the 2 top portions. There's a gap between them And when you're born and you grow as a child, the gap closes and it seals itself up. Well, for some reason, there's two different things. Either it never closes or it closes, but there's a gap in between them. And supposedly I have one of those two. So I actually have a hole in between my top two ventricles of my heart, which it's not a huge thing. People live their entire lives with it and never have any problems. But because it allows blood to pool in that one area, you're susceptible to clots, which, of course, clots, if they break away, they can either go down or up. And if they go up to your brain, they cause strokes. And when they did the MRI, they found 2 spots in my brain where I have had at least 2 minor strokes and probably didn't even know it. And they're not sure if this
that totally explains Comic-Con.
What? How does this explain Comic-Con?
I don't know.
It explains a lot of shit about you.
Well, I asked one of the doctors. I said, "Are you able to tell from the scans if these incidents happened a long, long time ago, or if they were very recent?" And she said, "Oh no, they were both very recent." I go, "Okay." So and there's a good possibility that they happened probably while I was sleeping Monday night, because my blood pressure and blood sugars were unchecked at that time.
I would have. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but I remember you talked about like the whole eye bleeding thing.
Well, yeah, that's related directly to blood pressure, and that's a while ago. But I did ask them. I said, "Well, I was on a live stream with some of my friends Monday night before this whole thing happened." I said, "Can I blame my friends for this?" And they were like, "No, not really." And I go, "Okay, well, I'm going to do it anyway." You fucking no, but
yeah.
So needless to say, I'm back on insulin. I'm back. I've got a brand new meter. I'm checking before meals. I'm taking medication for blood sugar, blood pressure, blood sugar, and cholesterol. I literally told them the story about how, because they kept asking me, "Have you been on medication before?" And I say, "Yes, of course I have, but I stopped because I lost my job, didn't have medical insurance, so I stopped taking stuff. And then once I went back to work and got insurance again, I just kind of, never followed back up with the doctor." And the sad part is I've been working at the new company for over 2 years now. So in that entire time, I never reached out to my doctor. Yes, I know. Hey, I'm not denying it. I'm not denying I'm an idiot.
Are they going to fix that hole in your heart? Because
I have follow-ups that I have to meet.
Yeah.
I have a cardiologist now.
Yeah, you're not the first person I've heard of to have that.
They said it's
most of the people I know of that that I've known that had that. It was found out by the time they were a teenager, and it got fixed.
Right. I've only ever had anything cardiologically done to me maybe 10 years ago. And they did the echo, but of course the echo is not going to show you something like that. So, but the bottom line,
I'm glad you're okay, buddy.
Well, the bottom line is the correction for this, if it is an issue with me, is an outpatient procedure. It's not major surgery. It's one of those ones where they go up your carotid artery and they do. So it's not a major thing. But I have a cardiologist now, and I'll be spending some time with him within the next few weeks, and we'll go from there.
Well, we love you, and I'm glad you're safe.
Speak for yourself.
Aww.
And now I get to say I told you so, because I continually tell you to take your fucking medicine.
I know. Guys,
yeah. And here's another one just from the vault. Fast food is not healthy, bro.
I understand. So a lot of different things are going to be changing.
Wait. Some good can come out of this. There can be good.
Oh, there is.
Does this mean that the Peep Show is done?
There hasn't been a Peep Show in months, guys.
Doesn't matter. The taste is still in my brain.
If the Peep Show does continue, and it will be in very, very small doses. Maybe even get somebody else to taste test stuff.
You're gonna get Mike to do it. You're an asshole.
Hey, I ate stuff at the hospital that I don't eat at all. I had honeydew melon.
Oh, gross!
I was so hungry. I ate honeydew melon. They brought me a cup full of it, and I ate it.
Oh my god, that might have added like seconds to your life.
Yeah, I also had tilapia.
Yeah,
Tilapia is awesome, man.
it can be, or it can be utterly disgusting.
Yeah, I don't know about hospital tilapia.
I don't eat fish, but I ate it because I was hungry. The one thing I did not eat out of everything they brought to me, I ate everything that was on my plate except for the greens. They had like boiled greens or whatever. That stuff just was nasty. I couldn't do that. I tasted it, but they also did spinach and zucchini, and I ate all that. I ate all the spinach and zucchini. There was even onions in there, and I ate the onions too.
Good.
So, really, onions aren't good for blood pressure sometimes.
Well, they were very.
No, I think onions can be good for blood pressure, but they can be bad for diabetes.
Just another reason to stay away from them then. But one of the things my wife and I talked about briefly once I got home, which I only got home like an hour and a half ago, not that long ago. But and this morning, what I forgot to tell you. So Wednesday.
So wait. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry. So this happened Monday night after the live stream?
Yes, and I went to the emergency room Tuesday after work around 3.
Wow.
So yeah, but Thursday they had scheduled me for the TEE test, which is the one that goes down your throat and looks at your heart, and then the next day they were going to do a stress test. So I woke up Thursday morning, and of course they didn't bring any breakfast because I went away to do the test. Well, when I got down and did the TEE test, they said, "Hey, we've got room over there in the stress test lab. We can send you over there now and get it done." And I'm like, yes, because the doctor said, do this test, and then we'll let you go home. So I'm like, all right, if we get them both done today, perfect. So I got both of them done on Thursday. And then lunch came, dinner, and spent the night. The next morning, which was this morning, I'm sitting there waiting for breakfast. And about 10 o'clock or so, I called the nurse up and I said, hey, did you guys forget about me? And she's like, oh, I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know why they haven't brought you any. Well, people down in the catering area where they bring you your food still had it listed that I had a test this morning. So I was nicked off of the breakfast list. So I had to wait till afternoon in order to get lunch. But when they came down and tested my blood sugar, it was like 120. So it was like the lowest it had been the entire time. And I'm like, skip breakfast. That's what happened. But I was so hungry.
Dude, I'll tell you, I still do. Since the move I haven't, but I did intermittent fasting for like 6 or 7 months, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it. The trick if you wanted to try it, intermittent fasting is basically where you just block a small window where you eat your food. It's really, they make it sound all complicated, like, 16-hour window, blah, blah, blah. Really, all it means is that you just like skip breakfast and you start eating at lunch, and you can eat from lunch to dinner, right? And the trick is, the way I got it to work is like, if you just tried to like wake up and not eat till lunch, you're going to go starve. You're going to be starving. So like every day you just slowly push it back like a half hour or an hour until you don't even feel it until like 1 o'clock. And then you can just start pounding food, and you can eat healthy food, but you pound it until like through dinner time. You can eat as much as you want. And then you just cut it off at like 6:30, 7, and then you're not eating from like 7 o'clock till 1 p.m. the next day, and so your body just like digests all of it. And you actually can lose weight that way, and your blood sugar goes down, all kinds of cool shit.
Yeah, Nighthawk thinks I'm still in the hospital. I'm not in the hospital. I'm home now. I got home. Yeah, well, this morning after missing breakfast, I was getting a little agitated. And every time anybody would come and ask me, so how you doing? The first thing I said is, well, I'm ready to go home. I'm ready to go home. I want to go home. And eventually my nurse was like, yeah, I know what you're trying to say. I got it. Yeah. You know how they won't let you leave the hospital. You have to be transported out. They have to wheel you out in a wheelchair. Yeah. I turned to my nurse. I says, where's the elevator to leave? And she said, no. You have to wait for the wheelchair. And I said, I can't just sneak out behind you. Oh, and she was hot too. She had like a full length tattoo down her arm. Oh,
Kodiak says he's been doing intermittent fasting right now, and it's helped so much.
oh yeah.
He
He
also,
also,
like it, once you get used to it, you're like, man, you feel really good.
yeah, he also says, I got Andrew sick. I went to see him Sunday, and Monday he's in the hospital. Close. It was Tuesday, but yeah. Yeah, I'm starting to figure out a way to blame Kodiak for this.
No, it's your fault.
Oh, I know. It's absolutely. And guys, I am so freaking glad this did not happen last week. Because last week when I had the pulled muscle and couldn't get in and out of bed, it would have been horrific trying to get into those MRI machines and out. And oh my God,
Wonder if was that now, this is a silly question, but was that actually a pulled muscle or was that from a stroke, bro?
Oh no, it was definitely a pulled muscle. Because it's cleared up, but I had to wear the back brace for several days in order to keep from irritating it and screwing it up. So, yeah.
Well, damn.
But yeah, no, I'm kicking. I'm alive. I'm here, but I do have to make some changes. And one of the things I mentioned this at the beginning of the stream, and you guys probably missed it, but one of the things my wife has asked me to do is to try to cut back on some of the stuff that I'm involved with and doing. And one of the things I'm going
you're not going to go to those KKK rallies anymore?
I'm not going to live stream 3 days a week. We're only going to live stream, at least for the next couple of weeks, just on Friday.
Oh, okay.
So that's the one everybody likes to come to, and most everybody joins in on anyway. So the Monday streams are usually just me and Avery chit-chatting. Wednesday, it's just, it's
I
usually
come on Mondays. What are you talking about?
Were you here this past Monday?
No. But I usually come on Mondays and on Fridays.
I don't want to know what your sex life is like, okay, buddy? Keep it to yourself. All right?
That was actually a funny one. Every once in a while he gets one.
Yeah,
Every once in a while he gets one.
Give it to the cripple. Give it to the cripple.
Well, Nighthawk thinks I'm abandoning the chat, and I'm not. So I figured I'd go back and see what's going on.
No, Kodiak, you're abandoning the channel.
Kodiak says, hey. And I told him he's invited. He should have jumped in here. Ahmed jumps in.
Kodiak's using a picture of himself.
He says, cut back on the peeps, which I will. Ahmed says, I saw your video about the dark sky out the window at the hospital. Yep, I told the story about that. How I was trying to catch the lightning. He says, F the rain. Yep. Ahmed says, what about your right-hand man? Oh, well, this is when I was talking about how Mike's going to come to the store and help me out a little bit. And Ahmed is very much my right-hand man at the store. He's a good guy. Kodiak says, laugh out loud, which is probably something funny I said. And then Ahmed says, hey, Andrew, do you want to see my coloring pages of Jason Momoa? Of course I do. And then Dillard comes in and says,
would you like to see my Jake the Snake Roberts?
Ermageddon? You mean a
Ermageddon.
Oh my God.
Oh, damn it, dude.
Okay, I got it. Do you mean a steady diet of peeps isn't good for you? I better rethink my life choices. Do you know what's so funny is in part of the redesign that we're doing in the store, I had to move the peeps to a new shelf. And Mike was surprised that I had so few left. And he was like, have you been eating these? And I go, no, I've been selling them, damn it. I haven't eaten any of them. So, as a matter of fact, Ahmed likes to buy them. I do with Ahmed, I say, buy one, get one free. So, I don't know which flavor he likes, but he likes them. So, Nighthawk says, hi, Bisfit. So, what happened? All right, I told the story, so you guys are all up to date. He says, why were you in the hospital? Told the story. And he says, wow. Dillard says
he might have missed it.
Yeah, Dillard says mid 200s is awful, especially if you aren't eating. Well, for me, it's kind of normal, but we're gonna break that. That's not going to be the normal anymore. The normal is going to be much lower than that, like 175.
Hey, Andrew, I just tweeted something at you.
Oh, okay.
The link.
Yeah. Dillard, you're such a dick. I love you.
Dillard says, nah, dude, you're going to die for sure. Send me your comic collection.
Fuck you, dibs.
Did you actually tweet it? So now I got to go find it.
It should be in your. It should be like in your.
All right, hold on. You guys know don't go to Twitter very often.
You'll have a notification.
All right.
The links broke though because I tried to link the live stream. Probably because the way I added the GIF. I mean,
okay.
The JPEG.
Arthur says, "I told you it was a reaction to seeing you on Sunday." Yep, absolutely. Dillard, wow, says Nighthawk. Arthur says, I'll race you for it, Dillard. Oh, in regards to my comic collection. Dillard says, I'll take that race. You look slow. I hate to say it, but I think Dillard could probably beat you. Where did you send the link?
No, just look at the image. The image is what's funny. Just the links broken in it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll share this with you. This is absolutely a truism. Oh, geez, Louise, my computer wants to go so slow.
Yeah, when I first tried to do this, it hung up.
Oh, so true, so true. All right, let's see what else we got here. Dillard says, I'll take that race. You look slow. Dillard, how are you? Says Nighthawk. He says, laugh out loud. Arthur says, but I'm closer to the price. Ha 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 ha. Okay.
I like how all your friends are essentially just like vultures. We're all like, oh, he's not dead. Doesn't matter. Pick off the fucking bones. Grab his comic collection.
Yeah, this is where Nighthawk says, # tag abandoned chat. No, we're not abandoning the chat. Kodiak admits he got me sick. That's right. He has ginger guilt. Yeah. And then Nighthawk says, Arthur, how? Also, how is he here doing a live stream from the hospital? Not at the hospital anymore. Actually,
just his fucked up apartment looks like a hospital.
I was committed to doing a live stream tonight, and I was going to live stream from my hospital bed if I had to. So I'm glad I didn't have to.
He was never in the hospital. He was in one of those homes for special people. It still is.
Oh, he's talking about the diet. How did you get to the hospital? My son drove me. I have a great kid.
Yeah, what? Yeah, I know. It's amazing.
Where are the comics? Fuck your stories about the hospital and near death. Where the hell are the comics? What show is this?
Nighthawk's all heart there, man.
Any drawing tonight?
You're not drawing? Get back, you monkey.
Nighthawk's like, oh, you're drawing? Where's Hero Book 3? Yeah, where's the drawing? Yeah. Got any comics?
It's not an excuse. Get your shit together.
I asked my wife to bring my sketchbook, and I did one drawing the entire time I was in the store. I was in the hospital store. The entire time I was in the hospital, and it wasn't even a good drawing. So I was definitely out of it. Dillard says, just tell them you want to forms to leave AMA, and they'll discharge you quick. I don't know what that means, but okay. Oh, wow, says Nighthawk. Ew, laugh out loud. Oh, it must have been something bad.
So everyone was like, we'll just talk amongst ourselves.
And then Kodiak says, actually, it was Avery I LOL'd at. Oh, goodness gracious. That was me, not Mike. Whatever. Oh, Nighthawk says he's all caught up now. Okay, fantastic. I'm glad.
Oh, wonderful.
Dillard says, if you were in the hospital, you may have missed my new animated video. Go check it out.
It's only 1 minute long. It's so good.
Is that the one he linked? That he linked in the chat?
Yeah. He's doing the thing where he takes bits from the live stream and makes a little cartoon for it. Which
yeah?
I actually I kind of like that idea. If you ever want to steal stuff from here too, Dillard, do it.
All right, I'm bringing up the video now. We'll take a look at it.
Poor Rick. Is Rick mad about that? I hope not. I hope he took it as a joke.
I show it's 1 minute and 16 seconds long.
Yeah, it's great.
All right, we're going to share it. Hold on.
Oh my God. He said it's only a minute long. Well, it's 1 minute and 16 seconds. I'm like, dude.
Yeah. And Kodiak says, prize, show us your sketchbook. For real, I come here to listen to losers talk about 30-year-olds garbage comics created by nobody. Nighthawk says, Dillard, that's rude to say.
Dillard.
Yeah, but it's kind of true.
Dude, you should change the name of your channel to that right now.
What?
You should. Andrew's channel should be losers talk about 30-year-old garbage comics created by newbies, nobodies. Yeah.
Well, these people were some of those people were somebodies back then.
It's fucking hilarious.
Kodiak says, dude, that animated video was really dope. All right, well, let's check it out and see if we can tear it apart.
You know what this guy did, Metal? Let me tell you what this guy did.
Oh God!
I went and I drew a picture for him. We're like, "Hey, put this on a shirt. It'll be dope." He's like, "All right." So he puts it on his shirt, and then he makes me buy my own shirt that I designed, and then he wouldn't even give me like it at cost. He just gave me like a 10% discount, and the money was still going to him. Can you believe this guy?
Man, some people.
I can give you 50 cost discount now if you want, John.
Just for that.
Hey, look, there's
I mean,
Hero in the
he already has
background.
The shirt. I think I've seen him wearing it.
Yeah, well, you could get other shirts there. You know that stuff that he's done, stuff that I've done. You know, just one that says Cross Comics. You know.
Hey, fuck you, Rick.
Rick just doesn't get it.
That was awesome. That was excellent.
That was hilarious. That was hilarious.
That Buckler painting is so good. I love it.
Oh yeah. We should make more stuff like that, because we do from time to time have some funny moments in the live streams where somebody
I think out of your 10,000 videos, there's like one, maybe two.
No, there's probably one per month.
Well, see, now if I cut it down to four live streams a month, there's a better chance 25% is going to be great.
Yeah. Not math. No.
I try. Hey, I think YouTube shadow banning me already, which is kind of cool. But
I doubt that.
Well, I went.
Well, maybe you've been YouTubing for like 4 years, and your videos you'll get like one view.
I have not been YouTubing for 4 years, so I logged into my wife's YouTube account and went and searched my videos, and I was watching some of the older. Building the new comic book store, going back to the first store to see just some of those videos, because I never watch them after I put them up. And I was watching somewhere. I was like, it was weird looking at how much work I put into building those stores, you know, and it was just crazy. But I went to look at my videos and to see what my most recent videos was, and it had the Eisner Award game video 4, but it didn't show the first 3. They were gone. They weren't hidden. They just weren't there. I'm like, what the hell? And then I went to my actual page and looked at videos, and they were all there. But when you're looking at the main listing for me, only one of the 4 videos actually showed. I was like, that's really weird. So I don't know. But those videos are absolutely freaking hilarious. If you guys didn't see the live streams, which you can't now because I unlisted them, but if you go check out our Eisner game videos, there's 4 of them. They're about 25, almost 30 minutes long each. It's us doing the Eisners, and it was freaking hilarious. Oh, by the way, Todd, I talked to Rich the other day, and I just mentioned that we did the Eisners thing as part of the video, and he was telling me, he says, yeah, he knows somebody who won an Eisner, and her work is crap, but she won an Eisner. And I said, really, for what? And he said, some project named LaGuardia. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh my God, we all got that one right when we picked it too.
Yeah, I went to. I actually went to for the first time. God, since January, I actually was able to go to my new local comic shop here.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I did.
Heroes,
Yeah,
Heroes.
I did.
Really? Okay.
And the store is phenomenal. It's fantastic. The selection is fantastic. It's smaller than I thought it was. Like in my
Really?
head, maybe because I still, I still have that 15, 13-year-old, like I just imagined it being this gigantic store. And I'm guessing that they used to have a bigger store because it looked like they downsized.
Didn't they have like 4 stores at one point?
I
Because
think so. Yeah, they had like
Charlotte's huge. Charlotte's huge and spread out.
Yeah. So they have one store, and it's fine. It's really good. Highly recommended if you're in the area for sure. But they actually had a shelf where on the top of the shelf were all the winners
For the Eisners? Really?
Yeah, all of them. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I started laughing. I should have taken a picture of it and sent it to you. But
You should have.
People were acting up, and I have when I'm with the wife, I get like 5 minutes max.
That's a funny thing. How many people shop at comic book stores nowadays that even know what the Eisners are?
Nobody.
Yeah. I'm sure there's hardcore comic fans that follow that stuff. They look for stuff that's specifically Eisner award winning. That's
no. Hardcore comic fans do what we did and make fun of it.
Yeah, I never really paid attention to who won Eisners or who won.
I mean, it used to be a lot of fun back in the day when it was like real.
I never paid much attention to it because I followed certain artists and that was it.
Right. Now, I did for a short period of time when I considered doing a webcomic, went to go see who won the Eisner for best webcomic.
Mm-hmm.
And Carl Kerschel had won that year for the one that he had done. And when he wrapped it up, he was like, I won the Eisner, and then he stopped it. It's like, what the hell? Why did this thing not keep going? And it was because he was done. It's like that.
Well, all I know is that my next project is basically I'm going to be I'm going to just take like the title from like mix up a couple of titles from the Eisner winners.
Mm-hmm.
So that to make sure that it's inclusive, and the cover will be made of paper mache.
Yeah.
And then the inside, I can actually do whatever I want because they don't actually open the books. They don't actually open the books.
I believe that.
Based on just us looking at the cover and pure surface traits, I think we hit like 90%.
Like at least one of us did.
Yeah, we hit. Well, Dillard and I, both of us. And it just total. Like again, there should have been plenty that we missed completely, and really, you shouldn't be able to guess with any kind of accuracy unless you really knew the books and understood what was going on. And we knew almost nothing. In fact, the ones that we missed were like Neil Gaiman, which we should have known because of where he is and what he does and what he believes and what clubs he's in.
Well, we'll definitely be ready for next year.
Next year, I think we're going to even beat it. I think we're going to beat this year because this year we kind of learned, like we modified our system just a little bit, but we were pretty much correct I mean, dude, we nailed that. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad when you really start thinking based on your success rate and guessing the Eisners that you genuinely start thinking that you're having the same conversation that the judges had to make their decision.
Yeah. What we should do is next year is actually do the video based on the nominations, not based on the awards, and then see how it stacks up.
What's the difference between the nominations and the awards? I don't understand.
You don't know who the winner is from the nominations.
Huh?
You don't know who the winners are from just the nominations. It's like the Oscars. They put out a list of who was nominated, and we make the
choice.
choice.
To guess way ahead of time.
Because we judged it based on the nominations. There were like 5 nominations, and one person wins.
Right. But I said do it before they announce the winners, just to see how close we come.
Oh, I see. Like actually do the whole like do the bingo card.
Yeah, and we could actually do like we can look through the nominations and actually take the time and do a little bit of research, like bring up actual inside pages, and maybe
We could do that.
maybe that's putting too much effort into it.
I will say the only problem,
It's more effort than I'll put into it.
Yeah,
Oh, I know.
The only problem with that is that when you see, if you've ever, you guys have you guys seen the actual nomination cards?
No.
Okay, so I have. Basically, it's just like check boxes and then the actual names and like titles and names. So they don't actually give you images.
Well, that's
Right.
why I'm saying we would have to do a little bit of research ahead of time. So
Right. We'd have to do research.
Yeah.
So take that.
I'm just saying we could do it.
We could do it. I'd be down for it. And then watch it live. Although if we watch it, yeah, we could watch it live and just play bingo.
Yeah, Rich also told me about a New York Comic Con panel that he was on with Mags Visaggio, which I got to see if there's a recording of it out there somewhere, because it sounded like it was hilarious.
What was the name of the?
Oh, I don't know. He didn't remember, but he was there. It was him, Amy Reeder, Mags Visaggio was on the panel, Jamie was on the panel, and some other people. It was probably something about LGBT representation in comics or something, as Jamie was into that kind of stuff. So, but he said that Mags, when I mentioned Mags's name, he said, yeah, I know who that person is. And he said he was on a panel with her, and every single time they would ask a question of anybody on the panel, she would interrupt to give her opinion and to say her 2 cents. And it was so annoying. And he says at one point, he like kind of looked out at the audience when she interrupted him and did one of these, and everybody started laughing. And he turned to Amy Reeder, and she was like just rolling her eyes at this stupid person. And I was like, did you even know who she was at the time? He said, I have no idea. So I got to see if there's a video of that panel out there somewhere, because it could be interesting.
Dude, okay, so I have it. Here's what you need to do for your next video.
Okay.
Here's what you need to do. It's going to take a little bit of work, but I think it'll be absolutely hilarious. You need to find this panel, and you need to just make a supercut of people asking questions and people starting to answer and Mags cutting them off. And just make a supercut of people trying to speak and Mags cutting them off.
That's pretty much what it sounded like the panel was. So
I know, but you probably have to cut out some of it, just to maybe you cut out the questions and just have people try to talk just to see it run.
Yep. Actually, it would be really cool if we could find something like that and put it to animation. Dillard. Oh well. Well, let me see what's going on with the chat, because there's been the flurry of activity. Let's see if there's anything good here.
Sorry about TikTok.
I'm not going to go all the way up at the top, but let's see. All right, let's see here. Yeah, that was a good quote from Dillard. Oh, Blue Samurai came in. Hey, man. He says, finally here. Now the funny part ends right before I walk into the door. Nah, man, we try to keep it funny for the entire time. Try. Nighthawk says, hi. Dillard says, yeah, I'll upload it tomorrow. I guess that means maybe he's got another video. That'd be cool. Everybody's saying hi to everybody. Blue Samurai says, doing okay. Just woke up after a 15-minute nap and felt like an hour. All right, what's this? Avery's sharing something.
Well, finish the chat first.
Oh, okay. Blue Samurai says, how you doing? Blue Samurai, I'm great. Kodiak says, hey, did you hear about Trump banned TikTok? He hasn't banned it yet, but he plans to. Arthur, yes, I don't care about TikTok, though. Nobody does, I think. It looks lame.
It's a teenager's thing. It's a teenager's platform.
Why are they talking about TikTok? All right, let's get to the good part. Why are the Swiss pissed? Good question. Nighthawk, I bet I would. What a nightmare that would be. All right, they're talking back and forth about silly stuff. We're going to ignore them. You guys wonder why we abandoned the chat. This is why we abandoned the chat. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right, that was the only other important thing. Now we're caught up. Avery, you going to show us something?
Yeah, just real quick, just part of a page.
That looks dope.
It's a part
That
of
was
page.
awesome, dude.
That's a part of page 4 for the short story for the people, and it comes in the bonus comic for the Lost Pages, in demand on Indiegogo.
Very nice. And if you guys haven't checked out the Lost Pages on Indiegogo, go check it out now. If anybody's got a link, put it in the chat if they can, or else I'll have to go find it. But very cool. That looks dope.
Yep.
That looks dope. Oh, so Todd, what are you working on?
I'm actually, rendering shit. Video.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Anything you can share?
No. Nothing interesting. I'm getting ready for I've got a product launch in October something. I'm doing a product launch in October, so I have to start the marketing for it. I'm actually really excited about it. So we'll see what happens with that, and still working on stuff. Kind of chipping away at a giant block of wood right now.
Have you sat down and worked more on the graphic novel idea that you and I talked about last time?
What was the idea again? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I really want to see something.
Yeah,
I want to see movement on that. Actually, I was telling somebody about it. I think I was telling Kodiak about it, about how you were doing the layout with the clock idea and so forth. And yeah, we were talking about the setup, the chaos, and the resolution and so forth. So,
yeah, I actually have been working on it. I've been fleshing it out a little bit for sure.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
cool. It'll be awesome, dude.
I swear to God, it's going to get done. I know it just takes forever, but everything.
Yeah, I know. I still keep slowly, even though all I have is that first page of mine that I'm going to redo. I've decided I'm going to print the inked version I've already done out.
Okay.
As Blue Line, and re-ink it. And just there's a little bit of stuff I want to change, but more and more of what happens in the story, in the meat of the story, not just those first 5 pages I have.
Right.
Keeps coming to me.
Now, are you planning on going tighter with the art or looser with it?
A little bit tighter.
Okay. Because I know we talked about that before, how you thought it was too loose, even though I thought it looked great. But
it's gonna get a little bit tighter.
Okay.
It's still gonna be gritty, because it's still gonna be gritty. It's not gonna be like I me. I adjust my style to fit the project a little bit. Everything I do, it's going to be grittier than the people artwork I've been showing.
Okay. Blue Samurai says, I feel bad because Andrew stopped reading the chat right before my joke. So let me go back and find his joke.
Oh, I'm going to be doing more work for the book, for the Lost Pages, for the supplement book. I'm coloring somebody else's short story.
Maybe this was the joke. There's nothing good here in the chat.
Yes, there is. There's Blue Samurai.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Dude.
And then he says,
we'll overlook Kodiak being there. But
almost everything in China is ultimately government owned. If you trace, it's high, though. Little companies, mom and pop, no, but anything big enough in the Soviet thing, public-private partnership. That's hilarious. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. He says, we wouldn't piddle around here if he hadn't abandoned us. Man, guys, I never abandon you. I'm always reading the chat. Just because I don't do it out loud, I'm always reading the chat. Oh, he says, no, higher up. All right, now I got to go find it.
Leave Stroke Boy alone.
It really explains so much of your weirdness. Like even lately, you've been even weirder sometimes. And suddenly it makes sense.
All right, Blue Samurai, you're gonna have to repeat the joke because I don't know which one you're talking about. But
I'll show you guys the whole page after the.
Okay. Okay. Blue Samurai says, "I'm dying laughing at this. It's the ineptability of us. That's the funny part, right?
Us. Don't include me and Todd in your bullshit. You know what? No, I had my
I literally do nothing.
I had my own ineptitude moment today.
Oh, you did. What happened?
Yeah. Well, I need to renew my tag.
Yeah.
So I went up to the DMV, got there 8 o'clock. They opened 8:30. I was the first person at the door. The sign says you have to wait in line. So, okay, I had my mask, had my paperwork, ready to pay for it, get it done.
Mm-hmm.
They've instituted a policy where you have to have an appointment.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that sucks.
I didn't know. In my paperwork that I got, there's nothing telling me I have to have an appointment to do this. That's the reason I waited so late. That, and I really didn't have the money to pay for it till fairly recently.
Didn't do it online.
I'm going to do it
okay.
online. I won't have to drive until the stamp gets here. So I'm just going to do it online tonight or tomorrow. And it'll be here by probably Wednesday or Thursday next week.
Yeah, all these stupid. Well, I was telling one of the nurses because she was asking me about my stay, and I'm like, well, this whole no visitor thing really sucks because I've been here for 3 days and my wife can't come and visit. You know, she can't be here with me, which is kind of sad. But then again, my mother, who's an ex-nurse, would want to be here, and she'd want to be asking the doctors and nurses questions to the point where it would drive everybody insane. So maybe there is a silver lining to not having visitors allowed in the hospital. And I did tell my mother that. She didn't think it was funny. I thought it was hilarious, but she didn't think it was funny.
Oh, Kodiak wants to know how much longer the campaign's open for. I don't know. They just recently went in demand, but it's the Lost Pages by Zade Comics. Blue Samurai said he doesn't know where the campaign is. It's not my campaign. It's the Zade Comics. It's their campaign. Put in the Lost Pages.
Yeah, I'll look it up real quick. Hold on.
On Indiegogo and get the perk that comes with the supplement comic. That's the stuff that my short story is going to be in. And you'll get a trading card I did the artwork for. And I'm going to be coloring. I already have the artwork to color another short story. I'll be coloring someone else's work in that supplement comic.
Okay. I just posted the link in the chat for you guys.
Awesome. Thank you.
Blue Samurai says, okay, already backed it. Oh, awesome. Excellent.
Woo!
Yep.
Fantastic. Nice. Thank you very much, Blue Samurai. Thank you.
Blue Samurai says, why are the Swiss
Awesome.
It's why the Swiss were pissed about TikTok being banned. Because now all the clocks they make for us have to run quietly. Instead of saying tick-tock, tick-tock. That's funny. I did have to explain that, but yeah. He says, I never promised you quality humor. I never promised that either. Because there's no way I'd be able to fulfill that promise. No way whatsoever.
No, I think Dillard kind of nailed your channels. I think you really should copy paste that into your about page, and I'm very serious.
I think he dropped that shit bomb and left.
Yeah, you need to copy this. You need to say, I really think your about page on your YouTube, I'm not joking, should say, listen to losers talk about 30-year-old garbage comics created by nobodies.
Yeah.
And I think that's effing hilarious. Please put that in your about. It's ironically funny and yet true.
Yeah. That's what makes it so great.
It's kind of brilliant.
Zach's been doing a lot of those videos too on older stuff lately.
Yeah.
Sometimes with Zach, it's he does a video on something like right after we talked about it. And it's like, what the It's like, what is he doing? Is he watching? And is he like one of the people who watches that we don't know about? Because it's happened several times.
Okay. Okay. Here's what I did. I tweeted out the page and I wrote, Dillard speaks the truth. I come here to listen to losers talk about 30-year-old garbage comics created by nobodies.
Took a screenshot. Yeah. You didn't tag everybody in it.
Oh, well, whatever. Somebody else will go in there and tag them. I don't go to Twitter that often anyway. But all right, well, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap up the stream. I appreciate everybody coming in and saying hi. And yes, I'm free. I'm free of the nasty. My brother-in-law texted me at one point, and he said, "Dude, I know you're probably fine, but I have the important question. What do the nurses look like?" I'm like, there were some. I had a thumbs up, ladies. Thumbs up. All right. Well, guys, I appreciate everybody coming by. We'll see you all next Friday. I don't think I will be doing anything live stream wise between now and then. I think I'll plan to have Friday be a good show and, maybe have some stuff prepared ahead of time for it. But I appreciate everybody coming by, and thank you all, and we'll see you next time. Good night,
guys.
We pray.